Have you ever wondered why, in a world that seems to be pulling towards extremes, Europe often feels like it's holding the center? From the fiery debates in American politics to the intense social pressures in other parts of the world, Europe seems to chart a more moderate course. Is it just a coincidence, or is there something deeper at play? Today, we're diving into the historical, cultural, and political reasons why Europe often resists cultural extremes. This isn't about saying one way is better than another, but about understanding a fascinating dynamic that has shaped a continent. Let's start with a trip back in time. Europe's history is, to put it mildly, dramatic. It's a story written in the ink of religious wars, devastating conflicts between empires, and the ideological battles of the 20th century. Think about the 30 Years' War, which tore Central Europe apart over religion, or the Napoleonic Wars that redrew the map of the continent. And of course, the two world wars, which brought unimaginable destruction. This long and often painful history has left a deep scar, but it has also taught a powerful lesson: extremism, in any form, leads to catastrophe. After centuries of bloodshed, a collective, almost subconscious understanding emerged. The realization that survival and prosperity depend not on winning every ideological battle, but on finding a way to coexist. This led to the rise of pragmatism and compromise as core political values. It's not about lacking passion or conviction. It's about channeling that passion into building, not destroying. The European Union itself is the ultimate expression of this idea, a project built on the ashes of war, designed to tie nations so closely together through trade and diplomacy that another major conflict becomes unthinkable. This historical memory acts as a powerful immune system against the fever of extremism. Now, let's talk about politics and society. In many European countries, the political landscape is a multi-party system. Unlike a two-party system that can often devolve into a zero-sum game of us versus them, having multiple parties forces politicians to build coalitions. To get anything done, you have to negotiate, compromise, and find common ground. A radical party on the far left or far right might win some seats, but to actually govern, they usually need to moderate their positions to attract coalition partners. This system inherently pulls politics toward the center. It's a structural break on extremism. Furthermore, the concept of the welfare state is deeply embedded in the European social contract. Systems providing universal healthcare, education, and social safety nets act as a powerful buffer against the kind of desperation and inequality that can fuel radical movements. When people feel that society has their back, that they won't be left to fall through the cracks, they are less likely to be swayed by extreme ideologies that promise to burn everything down. This creates a more stable social fabric, where the focus is on incremental improvement rather than revolutionary upheaval. It's a system designed to manage discontent, not let it fester into something dangerous. This preference for moderation also shows up in everyday culture. Think about the European approach to work-life balance. The idea of hustle culture, working 80-hour weeks as a badge of honor, just doesn't have the same grip. Instead, there's a strong emphasis on enjoying life. Long vacations are standard, family meals are cherished, and public spaces are designed for leisure and social interaction. This isn't laziness, it's a different definition of success. It's a belief that a good life is a balanced life. This mindset extends to public discourse as well. While passionate debate is certainly part of European life, there's often a lower tolerance for the kind of high-volume, hyper-polarized rhetoric that dominates media in other places. News channels are often state-funded and have a mandate for impartiality, which can lead to a more measured and less sensationalist tone. There's a cultural appreciation for nuance and complexity, an understanding that most issues aren't black and white. This doesn't mean consensus is always easy or that there aren't deep divisions. But the default approach is often to seek understanding before judgment, to debate ideas without necessarily demonizing the person holding them. Of course, this picture isn't perfect. Europe is not a utopia free from extremism. We've seen the rise of nationalist and populist movements across the continent in recent years. Challenges like immigration, economic anxiety, and questions of national identity are putting immense pressure on this tradition of moderation. These are serious issues, and they are testing the resilience of European societies. Some argue that the very structures designed to create stability, like the bureaucracy of the EU, can also create a sense of distance and frustration among ordinary citizens, making them more open to populist messages. The debate is ongoing and the future is unwritten. Europe is at a crossroads, facing the same global pressures as everyone else. The key question is whether its historical lessons and structural safeguards will be enough to navigate these turbulent times. Will the commitment to the middle ground hold, or will the continent succumb to the same forces of polarization pulling the rest of the world apart? So, what's the big takeaway here? Europe's resistance to cultural extremes isn't an accident. It's a survival strategy, forged in the fires of a violent past. It's built into the very structure of its political systems, its social safety nets, and its cultural values. It's a continent-wide project in the art of the compromise, a constant effort to find balance in a world that loves to push things to the edge. The story of Europe is a powerful reminder that moderation isn't weakness, it's a form of strength. It's the hard, patient work of building a society where people with deep disagreements can still live together in peace and prosperity. As the world continues to grapple with division and polarization, perhaps there's a lesson we can all learn from Europe's long, complicated, and ongoing quest for the middle way. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree or do you see things differently? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next exploration. See you next time.